2013, a couple from California. We're at a couple from California. We're at
Hello everyone. I forgot to post the link today. Forgot to just sharing it with you guys. I didn't create a live session actually. Just slipped. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hi Saurabh, good evening. I just forgot to share the link today. All right. Hi Saad, how are you? All good? Great. Okay. I hope others join eventually. Yes? Chalo. We were discussing, many of them are watching the recordings actually. Okay. Let us now discuss. Okay, let us discuss. Hi Ritik. Hi Ritik. All right. Chalo. Today we are going to discuss management and administration. Okay? So let's start with management and administration. And there was one student who had sent a WhatsApp. So question भेजा था on WhatsApp, and he had requested me to discuss that question during the live session. So I will be taking up his question also. I don't know the name of that student actually. So we will be discussing that. So if you are watching, तो आज आपका क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे. अच्छा, in today's session I am going to discuss many questions, and the first question that I have identified for management and administration is question 4. Okay, so in my compiler you can go through question 4. All right. This chapter is very important for exam. You can expect at least 2 questions from here. Okay, at least 2 questions. So 2 questions from this chapter. Recently I have observed that they have started asking many questions from this chapter, so you can expect each question will be of around 4 to 5 marks minimum. There may be a 6-mark question also from this chapter, one question of 6 marks. And yes, it is generally asked on quorum, it is asked on annual return. So these are few important sections. If you want to highlight the important sections, it is basically section 92. Actually there are many, I don't know how many I should make you write, but questions are generally asked regarding quorum, proxy, keeping of books, etc. So today we are going to write 1 or 2 charts which will help you to solve these questions. Okay, now Tulip maintains the register of members at its registered office in Mumbai. A group of members residing in Kolkata want to keep the register over there. Now, good evening, Pranav. Good evening. The registered office of the company is in Mumbai, but the members want to keep the register in Kolkata. So can we keep the register at a place other than the registered office of the company? That is our discussion. Explain whether the company can keep the registers at a place other than the registered office. Can they keep it in Kolkata? That's my first discussion. The second discussion is, does Mr. Rich holding 400 shares of total worth 4,000 only has the right to inspect the register of members? Yes, members, he's a shareholder, he's a member, members will have a right to inspect, that too without the payment of any fees. Other than member, debenture holders, other security holders, they will have to pay fees. Okay? Now, over here, first, I want you to write one small note with me. Now, why have I chosen this question? In every session, I generally also discuss with you why I choose a particular question. Now, section 94, the section on which this question is based, section 94 is a very, yes, Ritik is ready with the answer, where more than 1/10 of the members or 10% of the members must reside in Kolkata. Only then we can keep it. Yes, very good. So over here, as per section 94, now I want you to understand the basics also. Section 94 basically answers three questions. Okay, section 94 basically answers three questions. The first question it answers, that is, where to keep the registers which are required to be maintained under section 88, where to keep those registers, returns, etc. Okay, that is the first question it answers. The second question it answers, for how long to keep. If you have a notebook, please write this. It will help you in last minute revision. Where to keep the register, for how long should we keep the register, and it also talks about inspection. So in exam, if a question is asked on either place of keeping the registers or returns, if a question is asked on the time period for which it should be kept, like for 8 years, or should it be preserved permanently, or a question is asked on inspection, then you will quote section 94. Now, where should we keep the registers or any other registers which are required to be maintained under section 88, or returns like annual return to be maintained under section 92? So where should we keep? The first option is that we should keep it at the registered office of the company. Now, the registered office of the company in this case is located in Mumbai. So ideally we should keep it in Mumbai, but you can also keep, as Ritik has pointed out, you can also keep it at a place where more than 1/10 of the total members entered in the register reside. See, these are the exact words which you need to write in your answer, where more than 1/10 of the total members entered in the register reside. If you want, you can be more specific. Place in India, okay, that will be more specific. Place in India where more than 1/10 of the total members reside, and this should also be supported by a special resolution. Okay, this will be supported by a special resolution. Hi Prem, hi. So we require special resolution also. Now, for how long should we maintain these registers? See, there are certain registers which are to be maintained for 8 years, and there are certain registers which are to be maintained permanently. Okay, so like you have register of members. Okay, so register of members is one document which is required to be maintained permanently. It's a permanent document. If one register is over, then you will use another register, but the register which is over, that will be maintained permanently. Along with the register of members, you will also maintain its index. Index will be maintained at a place where the registered office of the member, where the register of member is situated. So if the register of members you are keeping in Mumbai, the index will also be kept over there. Acha, so this is the Indian register. Now, if we may have a foreign register of members, that foreign register of members is also a document. It is a register which is maintained permanently. Okay, Then there are certain registers and returns which are to be maintained for just a period of 8 years. So in that you will have the register of debenture holders. Then you need to maintain register of other security holders. Do we need to write all this in the answer that we are discussing? No. You need not write all this in your answer. This is just for your revision. Okay. So you need not write all this. It is just for your revision. Then there is a foreign register of debenture holders and other security holders. Okay. Foreign register of debenture holders and other security holders. Actually, this is one register only. It is maintained together. This is the second register. And annual return. Okay, annual return you will maintain for 8 years. You will preserve for 8 years. Now let us discuss about inspection. Who will inspect these returns, these registers? Who has the right to inspect? So yes, members. Okay, members of the company. Members, अरे ये है तो उनके ही documents ना, उनका ही register है, उनके ही records है. So the members of the company, they can. Also the debenture holders, other security holders. So debenture holders, other security holders. Okay. You can also write beneficial owner. Beneficial owner. They can inspect during business hours. And at least 2 hours should be given for inspection during business hours without payment of fees. Okay, no payment of fees. All right. Other persons. It can be inspected by other persons also, but they will have to pay prescribed fees. Okay, on payment of, you can write that also, on payment of prescribed fees. So this is a summary of section 94. Okay, this is a summary of section 94. Now, what are we going to use? What theory are we going to use from here? Where should we keep? At the registered office. But you can also keep it at some other place in India where more than 1/10 of the total members entered in the register reside. So this, and also if it is approved by a special resolution in the general meeting. So this is what we are going to use right now. Acha. There is a sub question over here. See, there is a sub question also. Does Mr. Rich, a person holding 400 total worth of shares, has the right to inspect the register? Yes, he is a member. Member of the company can inspect the register without the payment of any fees. But the inspection shall be made during business hours. Okay. Now, let us go and highlight all this in the compiler. As per section 94, the register required to be maintained by the company under section 88 and the copies of annual return under section 92 will be kept at the registered office of the company. However, we may also keep it at some other place in India where more than 1/10 of total member entered in the register reside if a special resolution is passed. So it should be approved by a special resolution in the general meeting. So yes, they can keep it at some other place provided 1/10 of the total member entered in the register reside over there. Now, inspection is possible by members, debenture holders, other security holders or beneficial owner during business hours without payment of fees and any other person on payment of prescribed fees. So here he is a shareholder. He can inspect during business hours without any payment of fees. So if your theory is very strong, you will be able to easily answer this question. Okay, so your theory should be very strong. If your theory is strong, then all this is easy. All right. So this was section 94 and this was the chart which we prepared for section 94. The next question which I have identified is question 2. This was the doubt of one of the students. He wanted me to discuss this question. Prem, that you will have to ask the concerned tax professors. Okay. A general meeting was scheduled to be held on 15th April 2019 at 3 p.m. Okay. Now let us go on highlighting and making note of all the facts that we are coming across in this question. This is what I generally do. Normally, whenever I read a question, I just go on highlighting the facts, or I just keep on making small charts or notes on whichever question that I feel is sorry, on whatever part which I feel I will need it in the question. Now, a general meeting was scheduled to be held on 15th. As per the notice, the members were unable to, who were members who were unable to attend the meeting, they could appoint a proxy, and proxy need not be a member. Okay. So in this case, the proxy forms were duly filled and they were to reach at least 48 hours before the meeting. Mr. X, a member of the company, let us go on highlighting Mr. X of the company, he appoints Mr. Y as a proxy. The proxy form is dated. I am not concerned with the date. I am not concerned with the date. I am only concerned with the day when it is lodged with the company, because it should be lodged at least to 48 hours before the meeting. Okay, so I'm only concerned with when is it lodged with the company. Now, so the date of lodging the form of Mr. Y is 10th of April. Okay, it was that is the day on which it was dated. It is 11th of April. Now, then similarly, Mr. W, he gives two separate proxies, one in the name of Mr. M and other in the name of Mr. N. In case of Mr. M, the proxy is dated. I'm not concerned with the date. I'm only concerned with when was it deposited. It was deposited on the same day, that is 12th of April. The proxy of Mr. N was deposited on 14th of April. Now, when is the meeting? It is on 15th of April 2019. Okay. Now, law says that the proxy which is appointed later in time will be considered. Now, Y, M and N, they all attended the meeting. We have to decide who will be representing X and W as far as the resolution or voting is concerned. So what do you think? Let us discuss stepwise. As far as Mr. X is concerned, can Mr. Y act as proxy? As far as X is concerned, can Mr. Y act as proxy? The proxy was lodged at least 48 hours, means at least 2 days before the meeting. Meeting is on 15th of April and the proxy is lodged 2 days before. Is it validly lodged? Yes. So can Mr. Y act as a proxy? Yes. Now, law says that one who was appointed later in time shall prevail. So should we consider Mr. N or should we consider Mr. M as the proxy of W? What do you think? Who will be considered as the proxy? Waiting for your answer. Ritik is saying Y is valid and M is valid. Okay, correct. Why did you leave out N, Ritik? Why did you leave out N? He was appointed later in time. No, that is what law says. The proxy appointed later in time will prevail. But you left that out. Why? Because you should also submit the form, lodge the form with the company at least 48 hours before the meeting. Now, his form was filed just, I think, 24 hours before the meeting. That is why N will not be considered. M will be considered as proxy. Yes, correct. Very good, Ritik. Now, proxy is discussed in section 105. Institute is expecting you to write the section number. If I am the examiner, I will give half mark for writing the section number. I will give half mark. Then what is a proxy? The instrument as well as the person is known as the proxy and he need not be a member. Every shareholder who is entitled to attend the meeting can also appoint a proxy. It is not necessary that the proxy should be a member. So see now what are the theory points which ICAI has included in the answer. See, every shareholder who is entitled to attend the meeting can also appoint a and vote at the meeting, can appoint another person as proxy. This is the first thing that they want. Proxy need not be a member. The proxy should be lodged at least 48 hours before the meeting. Okay, you can call for a shorter period. You can't ask for a longer period. You can't say नहीं 72 hours पहले आना चाहिए. नहीं, आप बोल सकते हो शॉर्टर पीरियड है, 24 आवर पहले भी आ गया तो भी चलेगा, तो भी प्रॉक्सी में शॉर्टर पीरियड चलेगा, लॉन्गर पीरियड नहीं चलेगा. Members have the right to revoke the proxy by voting on their own, by voting himself before the proxy has voted. Okay, but once the proxy has voted, then member, you cannot exercise voting. If the member and the proxy, okay, they both attend the meeting, member's vote will be considered, he will be allowed to vote. But if the proxy has already voted, then the proxy's vote will be considered. Where two proxies are lodged, the one appointed later in time shall prevail. But along with that, you also have to consider that whether the proxy was lodged 48 hours before the meeting. Okay. So the one which is lodged before is revoked and the other which is lodged later will prevail. Okay. One is lodged before, another is lodged after the expiry of the date. You can ignore this. You can write it in your own words that the proxy which is appointed later in time shall prevail, provided it is lodged well before 48 hours. It is lodged 48 hours before the meeting. So in this case, yes, your answer is correct, Ritik. For X, proxy Y will be validly considered, and in case of W, the proxy M will be considered because his proxy was lodged, deposited at least 48 hours before the meeting. Okay. Now, do we need to write all this theory in the answer? ICAI ने तो लिखा है. Okay. They have written everything about proxy. फिर वो हम provisions use करें या ना करें. Ma'am, why have they written so much about proxy? Actually देखा जाए तो this is only regarding 48 hours वाला provision, right? तो यहाँ पर तो वो satisfy हो रहा है और यहाँ पे भी वही same provision. अरे you can't just write one point in the theory and then say कि I want full marks ना. तो how will you create length? थोड़ा इधर उधर time pass points लिखने हैं आपको related to proxy. So that is why ये जो जितने भी points इन्होंने लिखे हैं they are mostly time pass points. इसमें से सिर्फ 2 points हमारे काम के हैं, बाकी सब तो उन्होंने ऐसे ही लिखा है just to create length. लेकिन अगर आप नोटिस करोगे ये आंसर में भी प्रोविजंस वाला जो पार्ट है दैट ऑक्यूपाइज मैक्सिमम लेंथ. देखो सबसे ज्यादा उन्होंने यही लिखा है इधर, और इसमें तो क्या है 2-2 लाइन में वो सब एक्सप्लेन करके छोड़ दिया है. तो मैक्सिमम मार्क्स विल बी गिवन टू राइट प्रोविजंस. ओके, द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच आई हैव चोजन is question 22. Now, the reason for choosing this question. Okay. Om Limited has served a notice of annual general meeting upon its members. The notice stated that the resolution to increase the authorized share capital will be considered. Appointment and fixation of the remuneration of Mr. Preeti as an auditor will be considered. The shareholder complained that this is most important. The entire answer is based on this. Okay, the entire answer is based on this provision. So please highlight this. The shareholder complained that the amount of the proposed increase and the remuneration was not specified in the notice. Is the notice valid? Now, students, please note that the question does not relate to notice. It actually relates to explanatory statement. Yes or no? Okay, so in this case, he is saying that it was not, the amount was not mentioned in the notice. Now, notice only mentioned. Yes, very good, Ritik. Section 102 explanatory statement. Why have I chosen this question? Please note that section 102 explanatory statement is most frequently asked question of this chapter. Surprise होगा ही कि नहीं? Shock लगा कि नहीं? कभी हमने सोचा भी नहीं होगा that section 102 explanatory statement पे आज तक maximum questions आए हैं. We rarely study, क्योंकि इतना सा तो section है वो. We rarely study that. But you will be surprised to know कि section 102 explanatory statement पे maximum questions आए हैं in the exam. सो प्लीज स्टडी दिस वेल. जितने भी 4-5 उसके प्रोविजंस हैं सेक्शन 102 के, वो सारे आपको लर्न करने हैं, अच्छे से करके जाना है एग्जाम के लिए. ओके, नाउ नोटिस में तो सिर्फ इतना ही लिखा होगा ना कि व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस. उससे रिलेटेड जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है दैट इज रिटन इन द एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट. अच्छा, एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट में जनरली क्यों भेजते हैं? बिकॉज सी वी डोंट वांट मेंबर्स टू कम एंड डिस्कस ऑल दैट इन द मीटिंग एंड वेस्ट टाइम इन द मीटिंग. तो हम क्या बोलते हैं, हमको पता है मेंबर्स को इन सब चीजों में डाउट आने ही वाला है, तो वो सारा जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है वो एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट में लिख दो. लाइक से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको ऑथराइज कैपिटल को इंक्रीज करना है, तो कितने से इंक्रीज करना है? ओके, तो आई वांट टू पास अ रेजोल्यूशन फॉर इंक्रीज ऑफ द ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल. अच्छा, ये एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग है, क्या ये ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस होगा या फिर क्या ये स्पेशल बिजनेस होगा? अगर स्पेशल बिजनेस है तो फिर इससे रिलेटेड आपको एक्सप्लेनेशंस भी देनी पड़ेंगी इन द एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट. लॉजिकली स्पीकिंग, जब आप किसी को भी बोलोगे आई वांट टू इंक्रीज माय ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल, उसका नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन होगा कितने से बढ़ा रहे हो, कितने से बढ़ा रहे हो ऑथराइज. बिकॉज ऑथराइज कैपिटल बढ़ेगा, इसका मतलब है कि कंपनी इज नाउ ऑथराइज टू इशू मोर शेयर्स. इफ द कंपनी इशूज मोर शेयर्स, तो एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर्स की जो पोजीशन है वो डाइल्यूट हो जाएगी, उनका जो स्टेक है, इंटरेस्ट है, वो डाइल्यूट हो जाएगा. बिकॉज यू आर इंक्रीजिंग द कैपिटल बेस ना. तो दे आर वरीड कि भाई तुम कितने से ऑथराइज कैपिटल इंक्रीज करो, मतलब अभी कंपनी फ्यूचर में जाके उतने शेयर्स ऑफर करने वाली है, तो फिर मेरा जो इंटरेस्ट है वो डाइल्यूट हो जाएगा, जो मैं एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर हूँ. सो वी आर कंसर्न विद ऑल दैट. इसीलिए उससे रिलेटेड जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है दैट विल बी मेंशन इन द एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट. उसमें और भी लिखेगा कि भाई आपके जो डायरेक्टर्स हैं या फिर केएमपी है या उनके रिलेटिव्स है, उनका कोई ये पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजेक्शन में इंटरेस्ट है कि नहीं, वो सब भी लिखो. ये तो प्योर थियोरी है. अब आपको फ्रेमिंग कैसे करनी है वो मैं बताती हूँ आपको. You will only write what is given in section 102. In case of meeting other than annual general meeting, whatever matter is discussed will be special business. Now, इसमें बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ना कंफ्यूजन होता है, तो एक बार मैं आपको वो कंफ्यूजन भी क्लियर कर देती हूँ. मुझे बहुत सारे डाउट्स आते हैं इससे रिलेटेड. नाउ, एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग में we discuss ordinary business and special business. Okay, ordinary business में 4 आते हैं: considering the financial statements, discussing the auditor's report and appointment of auditors, fixing his remuneration. तो ऐसे 4 business आते हैं. Okay, appointing the auditors, appointing the directors who are liable to retire by rotation, ऐसे 4 business आते हैं. Anything other than the ordinary business will be considered as special business. लेकिन meeting अदर देन एजीएम में, मीटिंग अदर देन एजीएम में आप कुछ भी डिस्कस कर लो, दैट इज नोन एज स्पेशल बिजनेस. सी स्टूडेंट्स, प्लीज नोट, इट इज नॉट द बिजनेस विच इज ऑर्डिनरी और स्पेशल, it is the meeting which makes it ordinary or special. Now let's say that I have appointed a director in the annual general meeting. So appointment of directors who are liable to retire by rotation, okay, reappointment, वो एक ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस है. क्यों? क्योंकि वो एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग में किया जा रहा है. लेकिन अगर ऐसा ही कोई डायरेक्टर ईजीएम में अपॉइंट किया जाता तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली बन जाता स्पेशल बिजनेस. ओके, सो एनी अच्छा, डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ डिविडेंड, वो मैं आपको बताना भूल गई. डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ डिविडेंड. नाउ, डिक्लेयरिंग डिविडेंड इन द एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग इज एन ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस. लेकिन अगर वही डिविडेंड आप ईजीएम में डिक्लेयर कर दो, जैसे इंटरिम डिविडेंड है, देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज स्पेशल बिजनेस. सो इट इज नॉट द बिजनेस विच इज ऑर्डिनरी और स्पेशल, इट इज द मीटिंग विच मेक्स इट ऑर्डिनरी और स्पेशल. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दीज 4 businesses, anything discussed in the annual general meeting is considered as special business. Okay, तो ये केस में उन्होंने स्टार्ट में ही ऐसा लिखा है that in case of meeting other than AGM, all business is special. लेकिन हमारे क्वेश्चन में एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग की ही बात की जा रही है. तो एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग में वो 4 को छोड़ के बाकी सब स्पेशल माना जाता है. एंड लॉ क्या बोलता है, ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस तो हर एजीएम में डिस्कस किया जाता है, उसके लिए क्या एक्सप्लेनेशन देना है आपको. लेकिन ये जो स्पेशल बिजनेस है, दिस कीप्स ऑन चेंजिंग. हमें नहीं पता वो स्पेशल बिजनेस क्या होने वाला. ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस तो वो 4 फिक्स हैं, वो हर एजीएम में डिस्कस किए जाते हैं. लेकिन मेरे को नहीं पता ना ये स्पेशल बिजनेस क्या होते हैं. तो स्पेशल बिजनेस से रिलेटेड आपको एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट देनी पड़ेगी. ओके, सो एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट इज ओनली रिक्वायर्ड इन केस ऑफ स्पेशल बिजनेस. तो एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट जो है दैट विल बी लेइंग आउट द मटीरियल फैक्ट्स कंसर्निंग ईच आइटम ऑफ स्पेशल बिजनेस। अब हर ईच आइटम के बारे में आपको डिटेल देनी है, एंड उन्होंने नीचे ये भी लिखा है द अमाउंट, द इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द अमाउंट इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ मटीरियल फैक्ट। ये आपको अपने एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट में लिखना ही चाहिए था। अगर नहीं लिखा है एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट में, देन यस you will be liable. Okay, so in this case, अब ये थियोरी आ जाती है. आई डोंट थिंक आई नीड टू एक्सप्लेन दिस थियोरी बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग विच यू आर ऑलरेडी अवेयर ऑफ. So you will write the nature of concern or interest, financial or otherwise, of each director, manager, KMP, relatives, any other information which we feel is important enough for you to take a decision. ये सब आप लिखोगे. अच्छा, then सेक्शन 102 में ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस भी आता है जो एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग में डिस्कस किया जाता है, फॉर विच एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड बिकॉज हर साल हर एजीएम में कोई भी कंपनी की एजीएम ले लो, वो ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस तो डिस्कस किया ही जाता है, तो उसके लिए क्या एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट. नाउ इंक्रीज इन द ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल इज अ स्पेशल बिजनेस फॉर विच, ये स्पेशल बिजनेस है फॉर विच एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट में इंफॉर्मेशन देनी है. एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट में आपको अमाउंट लिखना चाहिए था, आपने नहीं लिखा. अच्छा, जो सेकेंड पार्ट है दैट इज योर अपॉइंटमेंट एंड फिक्सेशन ऑफ रेम्यूनरेशन ऑफ द ऑडिटर, ये एक ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस है, इसके लिए एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट की जरूरत नहीं है हमें. ओके, सो दिस इज एन ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस फॉर विच एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. लेकिन ट्रिक क्या है, मैंने ये पार्ट के लिए क्वेश्चन दिया. एक तो आई एग्री कि सेक्शन 102 इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एग्जाम. दूसरा मैंने इसके लिए किया कि इस पर्टिकुलर नोटिस में वी आर डिस्कसिंग टू थिंग्स, दो एजेंडा आइटम्स है. एक तो इंक्रीज ऑफ ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल है और दूसरा आई वांट टू अपॉइंट एन ऑडिटर एंड फिक्स हिज रेम्यूनरेशन. अब इसके लिए तो एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, लेकिन ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल के लिए तो एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड ना, एंड यू आर डिस्कसिंग बोथ ऑफ देम इन द सेम मीटिंग, देन दिस नोटिस इज नॉट वैलिड. भाई एक के लिए एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्टेटमेंट रिक्वायर्ड है ना, तो you should prepare the explanatory statement. The notice is not valid. The notice is not valid because both resolutions are being considered in the same meeting. Notice is not valid. Okay, we are considering two resolution in the same meeting, therefore notice के साथ explanatory statement जाना चाहिए था. जो नहीं गया, it is invalid. Okay, the next question which I have, all are over. ये मैंने unique questions identify किए थे Companies Act में से. These are all unique questions. Next, let us discuss the questions relating to dividend. Okay, dividend पढ़ लेते हैं. Declaration and payment of dividend. Now, most frequently asked section 127. Okay, section 127 पे भर भर के questions आए. Ma'am, does it mean other sections are not important? ऐसा नहीं है, because है ही इसमें गिनती चुनती के 5-6 sections. 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 5 ही तो सेक्शन है, तो उसमें भी आप क्या ऑप्शन में छोड़ के जाने वाले हो ना. सो प्लीज डोंट फील कि भाई इसमें से तो कुछ आने नहीं वाला है, 5 सेक्शन है, ऑप्शन में छोड़ेंगे. नहीं, एक क्वेश्चन तो पक्का 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 आपको आएगा ही आएगा. 1 क्वेश्चन 100% एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम दिस चैप्टर. ओके, नाउ ऑडिट एंड ऑडिटर्स, accounts of company and declaration of dividend, 1 या 2 क्वेश्चन तो आएगा ही आएगा पक्का आपके पेपर में. 100% it will be asked in the exam. Okay, so you have to be very thorough with this. Now इसमें से जो मैंने क्वेश्चंस आइडेंटिफाई किए हैं, वो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन है क्वेश्चन 2. ओके, अच्छा, क्वेश्चन 2 में ना मेरा एक नोट था, एक्चुअली वो मैंने यहाँ पर लिखा नहीं है, वो थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा मुझे लगता है, तो इट वुड बी बेटर अगर आप वो उसका स्क्रीनशॉट ही ले लेते डायरेक्टली, बिकॉज वो थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन मुझे वो ढूंढना पड़ेगा नोट. तो एक काम करते हैं, 5 मिनट ही लगेगा, लिख ही लेते हैं फिर, या तो फिर ठीक है. सो नहीं, फिक्सिंग द रेम्यूनरेशन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस. ऋतिक, वो कितने अमाउंट से इंक्रीज होने वाली है वो दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज स्पेशल बिजनेस. तो जनरली डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द टर्नओवर ऑफ द कंपनी, जैसे कंपनी का टर्नओवर बढ़ता है तो उस हिसाब से रेम्यूनरेशन ऑल्टर होती है. दिस इज समथिंग विच इज अंडरस्टूड. और ऐसा जरूरी भी नहीं है कि रेम्यूनरेशन इज डिसाइडेड इन द एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग ऑल्सो. मेंबर्स में समटाइम टेल द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स कि देखो भाई, तुम अभी कंपनी बढ़ रही है, ग्रो हो रही है, जितना टर्नओवर इंक्रीज हुआ है, जितना बिजनेस इंक्रीज हुआ है, उस हिसाब से तुम लोग डिसाइड कर लो कितना रेम्यूनरेशन होना चाहिए. सो समटाइम्स द मेंबर्स ओनली स्पेसिफाई द मैनर in which the remuneration is to be fixed. वो तो डिस्कस भी नहीं करते कितना होना चाहिए. So you cannot say that the notice is not validly given. आप ये बोलना तो गलत हो जाएगा फिर. Okay. Now, section 127. Okay. Section 127 क्या बात करता है? Section 127 is the most important section of this chapter, which is punishment for failure to distribute dividend. Okay, failure of the company to distribute dividend. देखो, कंपनीज एक्ट बहुत ही क्लियर है. एज सुन एज द डिविडेंड इज डिक्लेयर इट शुड बी पेड. एटलीस्ट वारंट्स तो आपको इशू करने ही चाहिए विद इन 30 days ऑफ डिक्लेरेशन. अगर नहीं करते हो तो फिर देन यू हैव टू ट्रांसफर दैट अमाउंट टू द अनपेड डिविडेंड अकाउंट. वो प्रोसीजर अलग है. लेकिन यहाँ पर वो हम नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, हम पढ़ रहे हैं सिर्फ पनिशमेंट के बारे में. लेकिन हाउ टू स्टार्ट द आंसर, हमको क्या लिखना चाहिए उसमें? तो सेक्शन 127 आप कोट करोगे, पनिशमेंट फॉर डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ डिविडेंड, पनिशमेंट फॉर फेलियर टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट डिविडेंड. यू विल स्टार्ट विद व्हाट इज द टाइम लिमिट, क्योंकि यू कैन जस्ट स्टार्ट राइटिंग कि ये पनिशमेंट होनी चाहिए. ओके, तो व्हाट इज द टाइम लिमिट फॉर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ डिविडेंड? तो यहां पर आप लिख सकते हो पॉइंट ए, सेक्शन 127 कंटेन्स द टाइम लिमिट फॉर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ डिविडेंड. अच्छा, व्हाट इज द टाइम लिमिट फॉर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ डिविडेंड? जैसे ही डिक्लेयर हो जाता है, ठीक है, डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ डिविडेंड हो जाता है, उसके 30 days के अंदर अंदर मुझे डिविडेंड पे करना है और लोगों को क्लेम भी करना है, या फिर मेरे को एटलीस्ट डिविडेंड वारंट्स पोस्ट तो करने ही चाहिए. यस, एटलीस्ट मेरे को डिविडेंड वारंट्स उन 30 days में पोस्ट तो करने चाहिए. हाँ, फिर वो मिला नहीं मिला वो मेरी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है, मैंने पोस्ट कर दिया. हाँ, पेनल्टी फॉर नॉन पेमेंट ऑफ डिविडेंड या फेलियर टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट डिविडेंड लिखो या नॉन पेमेंट ऑफ डिविडेंड मिलो, इट इज द सेम. ठीक है, फॉर नॉन पेमेंट ऑफ या फिर फेलियर टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट डिविडेंड, दैट इज ऑल्सो एक्सेप्ट ना. ओके, तो टाइम लिमिट था फॉर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ डिविडेंड. जैसे ही डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर हो जाता है उसके 30 days के अंदर अंदर मेरे को पे करना है. अगर पे नहीं किया मतलब एटलीस्ट डिविडेंड वारंट्स तो मेरे को पोस्ट करने हैं. फिर वो डिविडेंड वारंट अगर लॉस्ट हो गया, अगर वो नहीं मिला, उसमें मेरी कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. ओके, इट ऑल्सो कंटेन्स द पेनल्टी. ओके, सो क्या आप मेरे को कॉमेंट सेक्शन में लिख के बता सकते हो क्या पेनल्टी होनी चाहिए? आई विल वेट, बट इट इज अ गुड वे टू रिकॉल. क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हो कि पनिशमेंट क्या होगी? पनिशमेंट आप मेरे को लिख के बता सकते हो क्या? आई विल गिव यू 5 minutes. चलो ट्राई करो, ट्राई करो. चलो, इफ आई ओनली कीप ऑन राइटिंग देन इट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस. फिर ये काय का रिवीजन हुआ? फिर तो मेरा रिवीजन हो रहा है, आपका किधर हो रहा है? सो आई विल वेट, यू टेल मी. अच्छा, मैं आपको हिंट भी दे देती हूँ कैसे पार्ट्स में आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग. ठीक है, तो इन केस ऑफ डायरेक्टर, आर ऑल लायबल और ओनली द वन हु इज अवेयर, हु हैज नॉलेज, क्या वही लायबल होगा या सब लायबल होंगे? चलो मेरे को बताओ. Yes, Ashwath, yes, you have to deposit the amount in a scheduled bank within 5 days in a separate bank account. वो भी लिखना है आपको. You have to write that the money should be deposited in a separate bank account opened with a scheduled bank within 5 days. बोलो, डायरेक्टर ओनली द वन हु हैज नॉलेज. ओके, जिसको नॉलेज है वो लायबल होगा. उसको इम्प्रिजनमेंट भी हो सकती है और उसको फाइन भी हो सकता है ना. यस, इम्प्रिजनमेंट हो सकती है मैक्सिमम 2 years की, एंड फाइन, यस, फाइन मिनिमम ₹1,000 सौरभ ने भी लिखा है ₹1,000 फॉर ईच डे ऑफ डिफॉल्ट. वेरी गुड. वन हु हैज नॉलेज. यस संजीवनी करेक्ट. सौरभ करेक्ट. ड्यूरिंग सच पीरियड. अच्छा कंपनी की तरफ आ गया अभी ये. ओके कंपनी. Yes, in case of company, correct. You will be liable to pay simple interest. Yes, so Saad has written simple interest also. You will be liable to pay simple interest at the rate of 18% per annum. Okay, you will be liable to pay the amount along with dividend to pay करना ही है, along with simple interest at the rate of 18% per annum. Correct. Very good. Okay. So only the directors who have knowledge, okay, only the directors who have knowledge of this default will be punishable for imprisonment, which may extend to 2 years, fine not less than ₹1,000 for each day of default, and the company will be liable to pay this money along with interest at the simple interest at the rate of 18% per annum for the period of default. That interest will also be calculated for the period of default. Okay. So this was section 127. Very good. You mentioned everything correctly. I had chosen question 2 just to make you revise section 127. Okay. So section 127, I wanted to revise with you. So that is why I discussed. Okay. Then the next question. ₹1,000. Okay. Saad, correct answer. Yes, correct. The next question which I have chosen from this chapter is question 9. Okay, let's go to question 9. Now, the reason for choosing this question. Okay, let me do one thing. थोड़ा change लेकर आते हैं. थोड़ा चेंज लेके आते हैं. ओके लेट अस मेक इट मोर इंटरैक्टिव. अभी सब लोग आंसर करने के मूड में आ गए हैं लगता है. ठीक है, तो लेट्स मेक इट मोर इंटरैक्टिव. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू रीड. ये आप आज लास्ट सेशन है ना, कंसिडर दिस एज अ टेस्ट. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन बट आई वांट टू सी कौन सबसे पहले आंसर करता है और क्या लिखता है. चलो एक छोटा सा गेम खेलते हैं. कौन यू रीड ऑन योर ओन, आंसर इट. आई एम वेटिंग. चलो लेट्स सी हु इज द फर्स्ट वन टू आंसर. सेक्शन नंबर के साथ. सेक्शन नंबर के साथ चाहिए मेरे को. वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर. लेट्स यूज द फर्स्ट वन टू आंसर. इतना क्या लिख रहे हो? Okay, I got the answer from Ashwat. At the screen, they may very good. Is it compulsory to transfer money to reserves before declaration of dividend? Yes, Ritik. Section 123, correct. नहीं सेक्शन 123 आंसर कर, बट बाकी का मुझे नहीं समझा आपने क्या लिखा. ट्रांसफर करना जरूरी नहीं है. इट्स नॉट कंपल्सरी. So you may or may not transfer. It is left at the discretion of the board of directors. The company may or may not transfer to any amount in general. It depends completely on the board of directors. It depends on their decision. They may decide not to transfer any. Yes, Ashwat, correct answer. It is not compulsory to transfer the amount to reserve. अब आपको scholarship मिलती है ₹10,000 की. Your mother can only suggest कि भाई बेटा इसमें से you keep ₹2,000 for rainy day. You know मतलब कोई ऐसा emergency आई, बाकी का you can spend. They can advise you, they can't force you ना. So similarly, transfer करना compulsory नहीं है. Okay, it is not compulsory to transfer. Hi Sasi, how are you? Okay, so in this case, it is not compulsory to transfer. You may feel, ma'am, it is such a simple question. आपने हमको इतना simple question किया था. आपने हमको इतना simple question दिया. This is such a simple question, no, for exam. But it is very frequently asked in the exam. RTP, MTP में भी आएगा. Yes, Saad. Section 123, it is left at the discretion of the company. Okay. So transfer is not compulsory. Percentage also is left at the discretion of the company. They may or may not transfer before declaration of dividend. So it is left at the discretion of the board of directors of the company. Okay, चलो. This was a very nice. आपने बहुत अच्छा आंसर किया. Very good. अब मैंने जो क्वेश्चन आइडेंटिफाई किया है, दैट इज क्वेश्चन 17. चलो ये भी यू ओनली आंसर. ओके, इट्स एन इजी क्वेश्चन. The director of Happy Limited proposed a dividend at the rate of 12% on equity shares for the financial year 2016-17. The same was approved in the annual general meeting held on 20th September. The directors declared the dividend. Okay. In your opinion, now Mr. A is holding equity shares of the face value of 10 lakhs and he has not paid 1 lakh rupees towards the call money. Can the call money be adjusted against the amount payable to him? Can the call money be adjusted? Now you tell me. पहले तो आप मेरे को ये बताओ, what is the amount of dividend that was due to him? See, he is holding shares of face value 10 lakhs. The company has declared a dividend of 12%. You tell me, can we adjust the amount of call against the amount of dividend? And also mention the section number. Section number भी चाहिए मेरे को. What is the section number? Yes, section 127 will apply. Very good, Pradeep. Good answer. Section 127 will apply. Company can redeem. But tell me, how much is the dividend payable? 20,000 कैसे आया? 12% है ना? So how much are you getting? 1,20,000 is payable as dividend. And हमको, अच्छा, you are saying that dividend, okay, अच्छा, got it. So 1 lakh can be adjusted. अच्छा, ठीक है. I thought you were talking about the dividend main amount. 20,000 will be paid as dividend. ठीक है ऋतिक, correct. Ashwath, correct answer. 1,20,000 is payable, out of which we can adjust 1 lakh, and now we will pay only 20,000. Pranav, correct answer. Ritik, correct answer. Ashwath, Pradeep, correct answer. Very good. Okay. Now answer the second question. Okay, second subpart. Mr. N was the holder of 1,000 equity shares, but she transferred the shares to R, whose name was registered on 20th. Now, should I give you a hint or will you tell me? Yes, Ashwath, correct answer. Okay. So who will get dividend in this case, Mr. N or Mr. R? Who will get the dividend? Dividend is payable to the registered shareholder. Okay. The company's meeting was on 20th September and on 20th May, R was already registered as a member. Yes, Pranav, Saurav, correct answer. Pradeep, correct answer. Yes, Sanjeevni, correct answer. Yes, correct answer, Sanjeevni. Name was registered before the dividend, so his name will appear in the register of members. He is entitled to dividend. Sanjeevni, correct answer. Pradeep, Saurav, Pranav, correct answer. Saad, previous question, correct answer. Yes, correct. Ashwath, correct answer. Very good. All have written correctly. So R's name was mentioned, so he will be entitled to dividend. Very good, guys. You are all prepared for the exam. बहुत अच्छी बात है. On the date of registration, the person whose name, on the date of declaration, not declaration exactly, on the date on which the register is closed for transfer, वो डे पे आपका नाम रजिस्टर में आना चाहिए तो आपको डिविडेंड मिलेगा. करेक्ट. वेरी गुड. रिकॉर्ड डेट बोलते हैं, तो ऑन रिकॉर्ड डेट अगर आपका आंसर है, आपका आंसर नहीं नाम है, देन यू विल गेट द डिविडेंड. करेक्ट. So very good, guys. I'm so happy you are all well prepared for exam. Good, very good. Acha, now let us discuss the questions from accounts of company, and mostly students get confused in CSR. So I have chosen a few questions relating to CSR. Okay, let's discuss questions from accounts of company. I have chosen 3 questions. So we have question 2, question 26 and question 8. Okay, let us discuss question 2 first. Now, because this is the last session, I want you to answer. Okay, let's see if you are able to answer. I will keep on writing on in the left hand margin that I normally do. Okay, now the board of directors of Vishwakarma, the ones who are my students, neither will get dividend only when it is withheld due to certain reasons, like your account is frozen, or some dispute is going on, or order is passed by the court, we are not able to decide ki kisko paisa milega. In that case, dividend will not be given. Okay, so maybe there is some family dispute regarding ownership, maybe there is dispute regarding inheritance. So in those cases, you will not, or some restraining order is passed by the court, in that case, you will not get dividend. That is also covered in section 127. Instructions were given to transfer the amount directly, but it was rejected because your name did not match. So these are various reasons due to which the dividend will not be will not be paid to that person. Okay, now you tell me, signing, very important for exam, very frequently asked question in the exam. The board of directors of Vishwakarma consisted of Mr. Ghanshyam, a director, Mr. Heather, director, Mr. Anderson, managing director. The company has also employed a full-time company secretary. The profit and loss is signed only by Mr. Ghanshyam and Mr. Heather. Examine whether the authentication of the financial statement is in order. I'm waiting for your answer. Okay. Step number 1. Now you tell me, before signing, okay, before signing, your financial statements, including the consolidated financial statements, will be approved by the board of directors. Okay, that is step number 1. First, I need approval by board of directors. Then what is step number 2? Step number 2 will be signed by below persons on behalf of the board. Now, I want you to tell me who will sign on behalf of the board. See, the first step, okay, the first step is approval by board. Second step, signing. So, who will sign? First, we will have, you tell me, who will sign? Give me a list of the persons who will sign. Tell me, answer. It will be signed by the chairperson, but only when authorized by the board. Okay, only when authorized by the board. So in this case, do we have a chairperson? Do we have a chairperson? No, we don't have a chairperson. Secondly, who will sign? It will be signed by 2 directors, out of which one will be a managing director. Now here the managing director has not signed, which is wrong. Yes. One CFO, okay, CEO, if any. Company secretary, if any. Now here we don't have CEO, we don't have CFO. Sanjeevni, correct answer. Two directors including one managing director. Pradeep, correct answer. Sanjeevni, correct answer. Pranav, correct answer. Okay. So chairperson, if authorized by the board, two directors, out of which one should be managing director, CEO, CFO, if any, company secretary, if any. So there are two errors in this case. One, managing director has not signed. Second error is, okay, this is the first error, this is the second error, or default you can say. Managing director has not signed, company secretary has not signed. Okay, managing director has not signed, company secretary has not signed. So here there is a default. If you want, you can also write in the theory that in case of OPC only one director will sign. This is just a part of the theory. Okay. So in this case, it is not in accordance with the act. Saad has written the answer. Two directors with the company, okay. Two directors, out of which one should be managing director. Saad, you need to write that also. The next question which I have selected is question 26. Okay, I have selected question 26. Okay. I have selected question 26. Why? Why have I selected question 26? There's 25. Question 26 is a tricky question. Okay, it's a tricky question. It was recently asked in RTP May 23. It's a repeat question. Okay, RTP May 23 and CA Inter May 22 exam question. So it is a recently asked RTP question, can be asked in the exam. Now, I will not answer, you answer. Okay, I don't want you to see this first. First, you answer section number of CSR. Section number, CSR. I will ask you question, you write answer, okay? Section number of CSR. Waiting for your answer. See how we are framing the answer, okay? CSR, section number. Very good. Ashwath, 135. Section, Areva, Pranav, Pradeep. Correct answer. Ashwath, Pranav, Pradeep, section 135. Very good. Now, what are the provisions, limits of CSR? I'll give you hint. Net profit, I want, so that everybody's on the same page. Net profit should be more than or equal to, tell me the limit. CSR, net profit should be more than or equal to, tell me the limit. Saurabh, correct answer. Net profit, I want you to tell me the limit of net profit should be more than or equal to. Net profit more than or equal to 5 crore rupees. Okay. 5 crore. Pranav, first to answer. Pranav, 5 crore rupees. Net worth more than or equal to 500 crore rupees. Saurav, first to answer for net worth. Ashwath, net profit. No, net profit is 5 crore. Net worth is 500 crore. And turnover? Turnover? Saad, correct answer. Turnover more than equal to 1000 crore. More than equal to 1000 crore. Now, my next question. This net profit is net profit before tax or after tax? What should we consider? Pranav, correct answer. Saurav, correct answer. Yes. Ashwath, Pradeep, correct answer. Pranav, correct answer. Saurav, correct answer. Yes. Who will tell me this net profit for CSR is before tax or after tax? Yes, Saurav. साद करेक्ट आंसर नेट प्रॉफिट के लिए करेक्ट. सौरभ करेक्ट आंसर. बिफोर टैक्स लेते हैं, बिफोर टैक्स. ओके, बिफोर टैक्स है ये, नॉट आफ्टर टैक्स. करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, सो नेट प्रॉफिट वी कंसिडर बिफोर टैक्स. ठीक है, नेट प्रॉफिट में से व्हाट ऑल विल बी रिड्यूस्ड? फ्रॉम नेट प्रॉफिट व्हाट ऑल विल बी रिड्यूस्ड? यस, अश्वथ, प्रणव, प्रदीप, करेक्ट आंसर. From net profit, what all will we reduce? That is my next question. Then we will read the question. Okay. Now my groundwork is ready for the theory. Groundwork is ready. Then we will read the question. Now net profit may say what all will we reduce? We will reduce the profits from overseas branches, we will reduce dividend from other section 135 companies, profit from overseas branches, dividend which we have earned from other. Sad, we need to write this also. Everything during the immediate, yes, we will write that also. Immediately preceding financial year. Okay, yes, we need to write that also. Immediately preceding. Now, dividend received from other companies to which section 130, which are already covered under section 135. Now, students, please note that whether I need to spend on CSR or not will depend upon the limits crossed in the previous financial year. So whether during financial year 21-22 I need to spend on CSR, I will see whether I am crossing the limits in 2020-21. Okay, so whether CSR applies or not will depend upon the financials of the previous financial year. Now, how much do I need to spend on CSR? How much do I need to spend on CSR? How much do I need to spend on CSR? %2 of the average net profit of last 3 financial years. Yes. I need to spend at least 2% of the average net profit earned during the immediately preceding 3 financial years. 2% of the average net profit. 2% of the average, correct. Pradeep, correct answer. Saurabh, correct answer. 2% of the average net profit of the last. But if I am, if my business is less than 3 years old, then जितना तुमने earn किया है 2 साल का वो लेना पड़ेगा. Okay. Now we will read the question. The company was incorporated on 1st of April. The balances are as follows. So net profit before tax is given to us. The company proposes to allocate the minimum required amount for CSR. This is the minimum amount. During the financial year 2021-22, so we will see whether limits are crossed in 2020 previous financial year. Yes. Advise the company the amount required to be allocated, taking into consideration the relevant provisions. So first we will write down when is CSR applicable. We will first mention the section number. Marks are given. These are the key points. Marks are given for section 135. Marks are given for net worth more than 500 crore, turnover, net profit. Okay, I have written in some other sequence because I have written 500,000. I have written that way. Okay, 500,000. Okay, that is how we remember. Now, 2% of the average net profit during the immediately preceding 3 financial year, या फिर where the company has not completed, like in this case, then immediately preceding financial year. So we will calculate average of 2 years. Okay. Now, overseas branches we will not include. Dividend received from other companies which are already covered under section 135. Now in this case, net profit before tax, okay, we will consider this. Net profit is crossing the limit. Okay, net profit is crossing the limit in the previous financial year. Because see, if I want to apply CSR in this year, I will have to check the position of the previous financial year. So in the previous financial year, the net profit is beyond the limit. So yes, either of these conditions or CSR applies. So yes, CSR will apply. Okay, it needs to constitute a CSR committee also. Net profit in the previous year exceeds 5 crores. Okay. Now, how much should be spent? So average, you will take average 5 plus 7 upon 2, which is 12 upon 2, which is 6 crore. So 2% of that, which comes to 12 lakh rupees. Okay. So 12 lakh rupees will be the CSR expenditure. What all did we write in the theory? We wrote section number, we wrote when is CSR applicable, we wrote profit should be before tax, we wrote that previous financial year figures will be considered, net profit we will not include all this. Then we also wrote that CSR is 2% of the average net profit, and if it is in business for less than that period of time, then average of those years. Then we after writing all that theory, we just showed the calculation. Okay, so this question can be asked for 4 to 5 marks, but most of the marks will be for writing the theory. So your theory should be very strong. Theory should be strong. The last question of today, question 8. Okay, I have selected question 8. RERA. Okay, RERA, a company incorporated having turnover of, okay, now again let us revise, net profit more than equal to rupees 5 crores. This also question relates to CSR. CSR section 135. Okay, net profit more than or equal to 5 crore rupees, या फिर आपका जो net worth है more than equal to 500 crore rupees, your turnover more than equal to 1000 crore. Always remember, turnover will be the highest amount. Okay, turnover is always the highest amount. The company wants to decide whether CSR applies or not, whether they need to constitute a CSR committee or not. Now, students, my question is, now you answer, okay? How do we calculate net worth? How is net worth calculated? Let's see if you can answer this. How will you calculate net worth? What all will we include and what all will we exclude? In net worth, we will take the paid up share capital plus free reserves minus accumulated losses minus miscellaneous expenditure to the extent not written off minus deferred expenditure to the extent not written off. Paid up share capital plus reserves and surplus minus accumulated losses minus miscellaneous expenditure minus deferred expenditure to the extent not written off. Correct. Net worth is decided. Now, in this question, they have given us the information of turnover, which is only 100 crore rupees. Turnover is 100 crore. So this condition is not satisfied. Okay. Net profit is 3 crore rupees. So this condition is not satisfied. Let us see if we can calculate their net worth and if it is coming to more than 500 crore rupees. Is the information of paid up share capital given to us? No. Okay. Free reserves may we can take securities premium, but securities premium will not be considered as, yes. Correct. So here we will consider that this premium amount consists of the paid up share capital also. So 300 crore rupees. All right. From this, we will deduct accumulated losses of 50 crore rupees. Okay. So over here, from 300 crores, we will deduct the accumulated losses of 50 crore rupees, and the net profit of 3 crore rupees will be added over here. Okay. We will add 3 crore rupees of profit. That is net profit for the current year, right? Previous financial year. So how much does this come to? 253 crore rupees. Yes, 253. This is also not within the limit. This is also not within the limit. So in this case, CSR committee is not required. Okay. So they have actually shown the calculation over here, 253 crore. Paid up capital is not included. Okay. So we assume that the losses which are given are taken into consideration, the paid up share capital. Okay. So in this case, net profit plus securities premium minus accumulated losses comes to 253 crore. This is also not within the limit. That is why CSR does not apply. It's a unique question. You will go through this question one day before the exam. It's a unique question. All right. So this question will be considered. CSR committee is not required. Yes, Pranav, correct answer. CSR committee is not required. So students, these were today's questions, and with this we have come to an end of our discussion. We have completed all the chapters. Yes. We have discussed all these chapters. Okay, this is the new compiler which I was referring, May 24. So all these chapters have been covered. We also discussed general clauses interpretation, and this is the new compiler actually. Where old compiler I don't have. This is the old compiler has many markings. That is why I did not consider that. Okay, let's take this index. It will be better for us. So we have completed discussion of these questions. We also completed the other laws. Yes. So everything is covered. Yes. Thank you, Pranav, for your feedback. Students, just an announcement to be made. Last lecture, or I think in the first lecture, I had announced that we will be launching the 99 Club, in which I will be having small products. One of the small products was compiler with question answer discussion. All the questions of the compiler will be discussed. No, it's not free. It's not free. And all good things come at a price, right? All good things come at a price. So compiler with question answer discussion, it will be available for purchase from tomorrow on the website. You can choose the language that you want. You want the lectures to be in Hindi or English. You have two options. So language options are available. Compiler and compiler question answer discussion combo will be available. If you already have my compiler, okay, you have already purchased a compiler, then separately you can purchase the discussion videos. That will also be available, but it's not free. And please don't bargain with me. I am only charging for the effort. And all the chapters will be covered over there. Okay. So from tomorrow, you can purchase the question answer discussion videos. Also, the work is going on. It's a very small product. I think that much we can afford. It is equal to the price of one Domino's pizza. Okay. So yes, you can purchase it. And if you are not able to afford, then I don't mind. Okay. So if you're not able to afford, if you don't have that financial condition, that is what the reasons students gave me. That's perfectly fine. But please don't ask such questions if it is free or not. It is very embarrassing to answer all that. Okay. So students, with this, I take your leave, and we will be very soon starting with live revision sessions. We will be revising from my chart book. We will be revising the entire syllabus from my chart book, and those revision sessions will also be available for May 24. So it's a common revision for November 23 and May 24 students. I will see you in those revision sessions. Announcement will be made on my YouTube channel. There is a discount on fast track lectures, so you can visit my website capreetiagarwal.com for books, lectures, and combos available. So compiler is also available on my website. Please don't ask me whether it is free or not. Okay, it's very embarrassing for a teacher. So I will see you very soon in the revision sessions. Bye bye, guys, and a very good night to each one of you. I hope you enjoyed this session. Do leave your feedback on my website also. All right.